used to be there for me, but never had me. And then they ask me if I'm happy. Am I happy? Fuck you for not giving a shit from the beginning. Until you see me winning. Not clicking with your energy is why we're missing chemistry. Can't consider friends, you see, not chilling with my enemies. Nah. Like an angel with broken wings. Like an angel with broken wings. Still trying. I'm like an angel with broken wings. I'm still flying. I'm like an angel with broken wings.
I'm like an angel with broken wings. I'm like an angel with broken wings. Whew. How is everyone today? How is everyone today? I'm not gonna lie, these last 2 days have been really, really heavy. They've been really, really heavy. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Jessie Belazaire, aka Jess. I am an author, a host, a speaker, a certified life coach, a relationship enthusiast, and a bunch of other things, but one of the most important titles is being the daughter of the Most High. I'm so glad I get to go live with you guys. I get to share parts of my story in hopes that it touches others so that they can live and walk in their authentic truth. So I want you guys to invite 3 other people to get in here with us so they can be a part of this live. So if no one has asked you today, I want to know, how are you? Genuinely, I want to know, how are you doing? So in just 1 or 2 words in the chat, just tell me, I'm sleepy, I'm tired, I'm angry, as all of those feelings are valid. All of those feelings are valid. So tonight, I decided, with a heavy heart, that I was going to get on here in hopes of offering a safe space for others to really process the reported 21 people that were killed in an attack by a lone gunman at an elementary school in a small town of Uvalde, Texas, on Tuesday. Of the dead were 19 students, and 2 of them were adults. An additional 17 people were injured, and the gunman was, in fact, shot on the scene and killed. Now, as a mother to an 11-year-old middle school age child, this really hits home. Just 2 days shy, I was reading of summer vacation for that school. The students perished. Those children had their whole lives ahead of them, and were looking forward to so much, including the summer that was just right around the corner. If you've not guessed what tonight's topic is about, we're going to be discussing Black grief. And yes, that's no typo. We're going to be discussing Black grief specifically. It's a topic that not much research is done on, as well as not a topic that gets much attention. So as a Black Haitian woman growing up in America, touching on Black grief is really, really important to me. Did you guys know that according to the University of Arizona, that the average lifespan of a Black American is 78 years of age, which is 6 years shorter than our white counterparts? We are twice as likely to die of heart disease, 50% more likely to have high blood pressure, and we are likelier to die at an earlier age from all causes, which the research side of me really wonders, what kind of an emotional toll is this having on Black Americans who may be losing loved ones more frequently and also at a younger age? Bereavement itself is a health disparity on its own. In the comments, I want to know, what do you guys think about the emotional toll of losing a loved one? Like, what has that been like for you to have lost somebody? I know over the last 2.5 years, so many people have lost people, whether it's been from the pandemic, whether it's been from some of the causes I mentioned earlier. So in the comments, just let me know in a few words what emotional toll has been like for you. I'll give it about a moment. Okay. My wave feature is not working for many. I am blessed. Love it, love it, love it. Looks like we may have lost a few people, which is okay. I'll continue. Oh, we have somebody. I lost my brother last year and it's been tough, but I've been pushing through. I'm sorry for your loss, and yes, sometimes all we can do is push through, but in the process of pushing through, it's important for us to be able to name some of our emotions and also to make space for our emotions. Not only are Black Americans experiencing personal loss on an individual level, but we see in instances like Buffalo shooting, which occurred several weeks ago, and also that we're experiencing a collective loss on a communal level. So as a case in point, many Black Americans looked at the racial violence and murder of George Floyd in 2020 by a white police officer, and the death of countless others that had repeated headlines as a big loss, a big collective loss. And part of that reason is George Floyd could have easily been someone's uncle. He could have easily been somebody's brother. He could have easily been somebody's cousin. And if you're male in this chat right now, he could have easily been you. And so, why, and then the research side of me really began to unpack, well, why is that? Why do we see George Floyd as someone that could easily have been our brother and our sister? Like, does this span very far back? Some days I feel weak, I understand. So how far does this go back? Why do we feel this sense that he could have been an uncle? And so as I was digging in the research, it's because of this sense of kinship, right? From colonial times, when enslaved Black Americans were routinely separated from their families. So because of that, there were familiar bonds that were created, that were often formed and referred to as fictive kinship, where someone may not really be your blood relative, but you see them as a brother or sister. So that is why oftentimes when we see Ahmaud Arbery, we see Trayvon Martin, we see instances like George Floyd, why we feel like it's a personal loss, it's a collective loss, but it feels really personal. And so it's often, losing loved ones on an individual level is already hard, but to have to experience it on a collective level, it does a number in so many different areas, not only on our health, but on us mentally as well as financially. Oftentimes, we in the Black community, we don't even have the time to take bereavement from work, and so we're concerned about working and continuing to work so that we can continue to provide, and our healths are taking a toll, and we're not really addressing the issue, or really just trying, as the young gentleman said earlier, is really just trying to just push through. And it's necessary to push through, but it's also necessary to allow yourself the time to grieve. And that may look different for many different people, especially if you don't have the time, quote unquote, at work to have that time. So I've been doing a bit of talking. I wanted to hear in the comments what your thoughts are on the topic of Black grief. How are you guys feeling? I know these past 2 days, these past 2 weeks, these past 2 years, you pick which two really resonates with you. But it has just been a tough time collectively as an American citizen, especially as a Black American. Excuse me. And so I want to hear in the comments I want to hear in the comments what your thoughts are, either on the topic of Black grief, and also talk about how you're feeling. Drop in 1 or 2 words. If you left this live learning something new, so drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear from you. And if you're watching this as a replay, I also want to hear from you. So please make sure to leave a comment on anything that was shared. So if you could, just type in the comments a 1 if the conversation shared tonight, if it resonated with you. And so just type a 1 if the conversation resonated with you. Thank y'all so much for joining. My wave feature honestly just works when it wants to. Hey, Beijing. Oh, so many people are, oh, I see a 1. I appreciate it. So I wasn't going to keep anybody long, but I definitely wanted to get on here to make space for anybody that has been feeling kind of like they're in somewhat of a deep abyss today. You know, may have even been a little foggy at work, because it's like, how do you do this to children, you know? It's just really tough. So before I let you go, I just wanted to breathe us out, and if that's okay with you, if you could just get in a comfortable seated position, and I will breathe us out. So if you'll allow me, we'll take 5 deep breaths together to sort of ground us and get us on our evening. And so what we'll do is we'll start with a deep inhale in, and then we'll release with a deep exhale. How does that sound? Drop a 1 if that sounds good. Drop a 1 if that sounds good. All right. I will breathe us out on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And exhale. That's 1. Deep inhale in. Hold it and exhale. Deep inhale in. Hold it. Deep exhale. Deep inhale in. Hold it. And deep exhale. And last one. Let's make it count. Deep inhale in. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And exhale. I thank y'all so much for tuning in and for making time and space. I thank y'all again for joining. And until next time, I want you to cancel the noise. I want you to seek the truth, which is often only found in the light. And I want you to live your life in the most authentic of fashions. Until next time.